I'm Christy.
I'm Scott.
I'm Jasmine. I'm Riker.
And we're Livin'LaVidaMoto.
Hi, I'm Christy. Welcome to Livin'LaVidaMoto. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to make a living while you're traveling. So many people hyper focus on this. I get so many emails asking, how am I going to make money online? My husband does this. I do this for a job. What can we do to make money? How do I do this? And that is the main thing that they worry about. And I understand it's a huge, huge fear because you're going from a life of 9-to-5 job and stability of a paycheck every 2 weeks, and you know exactly how much it's going to be unless you work some overtime. You need to pay this, and this, and you're going to have this much, and this much is going to be left over. But then the thought of throwing that all away and suddenly going to, working online, making your own money, and not having a weekly or bi-weekly paycheck is terrifying. I understand that. So, first things first is you kind of have to get out of that whole 9-to-5 mindset, and you have to get out of the whole mindset of, I need to work for somebody. I need to have somebody hire me. That's one of the big things, is to get out of that mindset. So, I wrote some notes. So with making an income online, one thing that I'm really going to suggest, I did not do this, and you can learn from my mistakes. So 9 years ago, when I set out to start this lifestyle of traveling and all of that, I didn't save much money and I didn't really have a plan. I just went on a wing and a prayer and hoped it worked. Luckily enough for me, it worked. However, for you, it would be a good idea to get the online income or remote income or whatever you want to call it working and working well before you leave for your traveling. So there are numerous things that you can do. Some of them I've done, some of them I haven't tried yet, some of them they're just not my thing. So think about, first of all, what you're good at, like what your skills are, and also what you're passionate about. So if you are, for example, like right now, you could have, I don't know, a degree in engineering, and you have this, or marketing, or I don't know, and you have this high-paid job, but you hate it. But you are passionate about photography. Like, you spend every spare minute doing photography, taking pictures, editing, you take photos for your friends, you take photos for your grandma, I don't know. Use that passion that you love so much to turn that into an online income. Or if you have skills, for example, so you can offer a service. So if you have skills in computers and things like that, you could do like IT work, which I know a family. Dad does IT work, and they do remote checking of, I know nothing about this, remote checking of computers. So they will remotely connect to your laptop, your iPad, your phone, whatever, and they will check it for like viruses and things like that, malware, things like that, and they will help you get rid of it. So they took what they knew and were good at, and they made a business out of it. You could be a virtual assistant if you're good at, you know, doing little jobs like, so I have a virtual assistant right now. She's an intern for me, and so she does like video editing. She does, you know, things like that. So you could be a virtual assistant. So you could do video editing, you could do answering emails, you could do all kinds of things. And then if you're good at web design, you could do web design, creating web pages for people. You could do bookkeeping, you could do, you know, you're getting my ideas, right? So you could do any of those. There's also teaching, so you can teach English online if that's your thing. There's some that require degrees, some that don't. I currently teach with one that does not require a degree. It's okay. You really have to promote yourself like you do with any business. So I mean, just because you're teaching on a platform doesn't mean that they're going to give you all the business. You have to actually get on the platform and use it like it's social media. So use it like it's Facebook, use it like it's Instagram, and really sell yourself to the parents or the people if it's not kids. So there's Palfish is one. That's the one I'm with. It's not bad. And then there's a few others that I know of called VIP Kids is the other, and Data ABC is the other. But there's many, like you could Google it, you could find all kinds. And then there's another one, and it's called buddyschool.com. And Buddy School is really cool because so you can teach, like you can sign up as a tutor, and you can teach whatever language you know. So if English isn't your first language, let's say Russian is, you can teach Russian. You can teach Bulgarian. You can teach Italian, whatever. You can also teach math, science, history. Like there's all different kinds of topics on there as well as other topics. There's also other sites where you can do this as well. I think OutSchool is one. There's a bunch of them. So, I mean, you could ask around and find out, but that's an option as well. So that's under the teaching umbrella. Another one is affiliate marketing. Most companies offer affiliate programs. So some are different, like Amazon has affiliates. A lot of bloggers use the affiliate links for things in their blog posts. There's like high-end affiliate marketing of different things. So instead of making, 30 cents on a pair of socks, you're making, $300 or $1,000 on a big high-end product. So instead of selling to make $1,000, you have to sell a lot of socks. But to make $1,000, you only have to sell one of this thing. So it's just as easy to sell that big thing as it is to sell socks. So in theory, so that's one thing. So like there's Amazon has an affiliates program. I work with a lot of companies actually that have affiliate programs. Um, I I do for a swimwear company. I do for a um, jewelry company. I do for, there's one more as well. Oh, a t-shirt company as well. So, I mean, there's all kinds of affiliate marketing that you can do, and it brings in some income. You can also sell your wares. So, way back in the day when I first started, I had a SLR camera. I was really into photography, and I would go to the beach and I would take pictures of kite surfers and surfers and people doing their thing on the beach. And then when they came in, I would, on my tablet, because I had an SD card in there, I would I would put the SD card into my tablet and I would show them the pictures that I had taken. And I had a little card that was laminated and it had my info, like my package info, so you could get like 3 photos for, I don't know, $50, I think it was. And then they would PayPal me the money on my tablet or on their phone, whatever, and then I would email them um, the photos, unedited. So, you know, it was just captured, but worked really well for me. Um, Another thing that we did was my daughter and I were taking rice sacks. I don't know if you can see that, but rice sacks, and we were making messenger bags out of them and using duct tape, like designer duct tape, to decorate them and selling them. So, I mean, you could, if you were in one place for a while, you could have an Etsy store. Another thing that I did was I sold local artists' wares. So I went around and I found local artists. I just took their pictures and then I sold their wares. So one guy was a painter, and if he sells his paintings here to one of the gift shops in town, he makes maybe $4 a painting. He doesn't make very much. And so I put his paintings, like samples of his paintings, on, and a lady emailed me and said she had a small boutique hotel. She wanted 5 paintings and she needed them in specific colors for each room, and could he do that? So I went and found him, because nobody has a phone. Went and found him and asked him, and he said absolutely. So I messaged her back. I said absolutely, he can do it. And she asked what the price was. So I told her it was like $50 a painting. So he got $250. So, and out of that, I took a percentage, you know, for my services. But he was so happy. So he painted the pictures. I sent them. I took care of it all. And then I brought him his money. And he thought he was going to get, you know, maybe $8 a painting. And so when I showed him this, when I came with this money, he cried. He was so happy. You know, he said, I couldn't afford to feed my family before, and now I can. And so it was nice. So you could sell other people's wares. I've also in the past, because where we lived, people couldn't buy online. It's different now, but back then it was really hard for them to buy online because they didn't have a credit card, they didn't have an address to get it mailed to, you know, all of these things. So I would order things offline for them and bring it in for them, and they would pay for it plus a small fee. Another one that a whole lot of people do, so obviously it works, is multi-level marketing companies like Mary Kay, Avon, Tupperware. I know those are really old, but I don't really know of a whole lot of companies now that are, I mean, I know of them, but I just don't know them off the top of my head to like say them out. But there are numerous ones. And if you find a product that you love and you can stand behind, then for sure do that. So that's kind of another one that you could do is MLM companies. Another one is drop shipping. A lot of people do drop shipping, so they'll, I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I know that a lot of the companies on Amazon are actually drop shippers. So you put your order in for what you want on Amazon, and then it automatically orders it from Alibaba or wherever and sends it to you. So the thing that you're ordering on Amazon might be $30, but really it's only like $8 or $9 off of Alibaba, and that's fine. So that's another option for you. There's a couple of like alternative options as well. One of them is selling your used underwear online. Totally a thing, totally makes money. It just depends on your comfort level. So that's one, and you can use pantydeal.com, you can use sniffer.com. You can Google these things. Like if you Google how to sell your used underwear online, you will come up with like a whole list of things. Another one is you can do like, I don't know how to say it elegantly. I'm not always the most elegant, but you can do like dirty chat online, and it actually pays quite well. So on some platforms you can set your own rate, and the average rate is around $2 a minute. So $2 a minute times 30 minutes is $60 for a half an hour, and the average call is like 15 minutes. So $30 for 15 minutes isn't so horrible. So I mean, those are options for you. Basically, just pick something, try it, and make a good effort at it. And remember, the hard part to remember is, so when you're living your regular life and you are thinking, okay, my mortgage is this much, my car payment is this much, my, I don't know, my kids' private school is this much, my kids' cheerleading is this much, or I don't know. You kind of have to rethink this and realize that you're not going to have the mortgage, you're not going to have the car payment, you're not going to have the cheerleading payment, you're not going to have, and so when you take all that away, what's left is actually quite small. So, like for example, when I lived my conventional life, I needed a minimum of $3,000 for my rent, my power, my gas for my heating, my insurance for my car, gas for my car, kids' band fees. What else did I need? Anyway, it was a whole plethora of things that I needed to pay. But when that's all gone, like right now, so this house has kind of been gifted to us. So like the rent is paid until January, so we can stay, we don't have to pay rent, we don't pay power here. So I have to pay for our phones, and right now, because we're not going out a lot, I'm not even putting minutes on our phones because we're here most of the time and I pay for internet here. So if we're planning on going out, so like in 2 weeks we're going on a little holiday, we're going out, I'll put some data on our phones so that we have access to our phones. But yeah, so I'll put data on our phones, and it's like $10. Not even $6 for data on our phone for a week. So I don't pay rent, I don't pay power, I don't pay any heating because we're in the tropics. I pay for our 2 phones. I pay for the internet, which is about $30. I pay for our food, which is the most expensive. I pay for gas for the motos, which isn't very much because mine is like $4 to fill, and it usually lasts me about a week. That moto, you can't see it, but that one there is about $8 to fill, and it lasts longer than a week. It doesn't use a lot of gas. So in a week, I put like $10 in both motos together, $10 together, and it lasts us a week. So we're talking like $40 a month. So I spend more because we do little treats and stuff. But without that, with just the basics, I mean, it would be about $500. So, I mean, so we went from 3,000 to 500. So it's not going to be what you think it's going to be unless you plan on living this big, fancy tourist life. And if you plan on living that, that's fine. You just need to prepare for that. So, I mean, you really kind of have to think about how you want to live, how comfortable you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm comfortable living a very basic life. I don't need a whole lot of fancy things. But some people have come here and they've said, oh, I don't need anything fancy. But they do. You know, they need hot water. They need cable TV. They need a car. They need, so you really have to kind of think about what your comfort level is and then adjust your income to that. So that is making an income online. Thanks for joining me. Tune in next time for another topic on travel, riding motos, and just the whole life of being on the road. Thank you.